Children often learn addition and subtraction facts separately without seeing how they are connected. I'm Marie from This Child Can, and I'm going to show you how to use a simple bar model to explain number fact families. Welcome back. In today's session, we're going to look at Cuisenaire rods, bar models, and number fact families. We're going to start with the Cuisenaire rods that you can see here. Sometimes they're called number rods or maths rods or counting rods. But what they do is that each one represents an amount by its different length. It just means that children can then put them side by side and they can see and compare quantities to see how numbers are bigger or smaller than others. Now here we've got an example of 3 and a 2. If we put a 3 rod and a 2 rod side by side, we can see by putting a 5 rod above it that 3 and 2 make the same amount as 5, and that's where these rods are really useful. So 3 plus 2 equals 5, and the rods show us this. Now here you can see that I've taken the 2 and the 3 and I've swapped them around. So the order has changed, but the total still remains the same. You need to ask your child this: what changes, what stays the same? It's important that they realise that the relationship remains the same between these numbers. Now we're going to turn these rods into a bar model, which is just a picture showing the same relationship. Here we've drawn the whole, we can put a 5 in that, and underneath that we can draw the 2 parts that make up the whole, the 2 and the 3. Here we can see that the 2 parts together still make the same amount as the whole, and that's the important relationship to note here. So the idea of the bar model is that we are making a whole from the 2 parts underneath it. And we can relate that back to the rods that the children have just seen. Now let's focus in on the 2 parts, the 2 and the 3. Addition joins these 2 numbers together. And then we can read the model as 2 plus 3 equals 5. We can then reverse the 2 parts and put them the other way around. We can then read the model as 3 plus 2 equals 5. Both of those addition facts come from the same picture. The relationship does not change, and it's important children notice this. What about subtraction? Well, we start with the whole, 5. We then cover up one of the parts. Here we've covered up the 3. We can then ask, if the whole is 5 and one part is 2, what's the missing part? Then we can reveal that 5 take away 2 equals 3. Then we can swap them over. This time we cover up the 2. Again, we ask, if the whole is 5 and one part is 3, what's the missing number? Again, you can then reveal that 5 take away 3 equals 2. This is because subtraction always starts with the whole, and then we have to find one of the missing parts, and the bar model makes this visible. Now let's look at number fact families. From this one bar model, we can write 4 different number sentences: 2 addition, 2 subtraction. We can write 3 plus 2 equals 5, 2 plus 3 equals 5. 5 take away 3 equals 2, and 5 take away 2 equals 3. 4 number facts. All of them belong together. They're called a number fact family. And what we're seeing is that it's one relationship written in 4 different ways. So what does the equal sign actually mean? Well, here we've gone back to the Cuisenaire rods to show a different relationship. We've got 5 plus 2 equals 7. And the equals just means has the same value as. So here we could write 5 plus 2 equals 7, or we could write 7 equals 5 plus 2. Both statements are showing the same relationship. And it's really important that both sides of the calculation balance. One thing that children often struggle with is that they think that the equal sign means the answer is coming next. That's not the case. That's not what equals means at all. It means has the same value as. And using the Cuisenaire rods like we have here, you can demonstrate this absolutely perfectly. Now, if you want to check for understanding, you could show a bar model like this, and then you could ask your child, which numbers are the parts? Which number is the whole? Can you make all 4 number facts from this bar model? And importantly, how do you know? It's important to focus on the explanations rather than a quick answer. If your child is still struggling to follow, make sure you use the rods and the bar model at the same time. Demonstrate them both side by side using the same example each time. Try using the cover and reveal approach as well. You cover one of the parts, you show the other two, and you ask what's missing. Then you cover a different part. Again, show the other two, ask what's missing. Finally, you cover the whole and ask what the two parts together make. Now, one thing you can do is to ask your child to show their thinking, to demonstrate it using rods, because this helps to make it really clear for them. Today, we've looked at how Cuisenaire rods, the bar model, and number fact families can help support your child's understanding of basic calculation and the relationship there. We've learned that physical resources really support them in seeing the relationship between the different statements. And a bar model is just a picture showing that relationship in an easier way. The bar model also generates 4 number facts that we call a number fact family. And finally, we know that the parts together make the whole, and that's really key here. Thanks for watching. I really hope this helped. If it did, please like it and share it with someone else who might find it useful too. And don't forget to subscribe to This Child Can for more calm, practical tips to help support your child's learning. I do wonder, have you ever had to secretly Google your child's homework?